Cowboys Nation, we've got breaking news. Dallas is making waves in free agency with a major trade for linebacker Kenneth Murray, but at the same time, we're saying goodbye to one of the franchise's longtime stars, DeMarcus Lawrence. We're going to break it all down, what the Murray trade means for our defense, how big of a loss Lawrence is, and what's next for the Cowboys. But first, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a Cowboys update. All right, let's get into it. Heading into free agency, we all knew Dallas had to upgrade the linebacker position. After struggling with injuries and inconsistency in 2024, the front office wasted no time making moves, and now we've got Kenneth Murray in a Cowboys uniform. According to a team release, the Cowboys have traded a 2025 sixth-round pick to the Tennessee Titans in exchange for Murray and a seventh-round pick. Murray fills a huge need at linebacker low-risk, high-reward trade for a former first-round talent. Adds depth alongside newly acquired LB Jack Sanborn. Murray was a first-round pick out of Oklahoma in 2020, originally drafted by the Los Angeles Chargers. Injuries slowed him down early in his career, but when healthy, he's been an impact player. 2023 Chargers, 107 tackles, 3 sacks, 2024 Titans, 95 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 1 interception. He's a sideline-to-sideline playmaker with speed, tackling ability, and experience as a three-down linebacker. That's exactly what Dallas needed after struggling with depth at the position last season, but that's not all. The Cowboys weren't done making moves. On the same day as the Murray trade, Dallas swung another deal, this time acquiring defensive back Kaiir Elam from the Buffalo Bills. Elam was a first-round pick in 2022, but he's had a rough time in Buffalo, dealing with injuries and struggling to carve out a starting role. Adds depth to the secondary after losing Jordan Lewis, has the potential to be a solid CB2 opposite. Trevon Diggs, still young, could thrive in Dallas's system. With Matt Eberflus taking over as defensive coordinator, it makes sense that the Cowboys are bringing in players who fit his vision. Elam and Murray are both low-risk, high-upside additions that could make a big difference in 2025. Now here's the tough part. Cowboys Nation, we've lost one of our defensive cornerstones. DeMarcus Lawrence is heading to the Seattle Seahawks on a 3-year, $42 million deal with $18 million guaranteed. Lawrence has been a Dallas Cowboy since 2014, and he's been one of the most dominant defensive ends in franchise history. 11 seasons, 61.5 sacks, 450 tackles, 21 forced fumbles. 4-time Pro Bowler Lawrence was a force on the defensive line, especially in his prime when he racked up 25 sacks in 2017-2018. But at 33 years old, coming off an injury-plagued season, the Cowboys made the tough decision to let him walk. Still, losing Lawrence is a big deal. His leadership, run-stopping ability, and experience will be hard to replace. Micah Parsons will need to step up even more as a pass rusher. Expect Dallas to target an edge rusher in the draft or free agency. Recently signed Peyton Turner could be in line for a bigger role. So far, Dallas has been aggressive in filling key holes on defense. Traded for LB Kenneth Murray. Traded for CB Kaiir Elam. Signed LB Jack Sanborn. Re-signed WRKR Kavontae Turpin, but they still have work to do. Pass rusher to replace Lawrence. WR2 to complement CD Lamb. Offensive line depth. Dallas still has over $50 million in cap space, meaning more moves could be on the way. The Cowboys have been aggressive in free agency, and this latest move is all about reuniting Matt Eberflus with a player he knows well. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the Cowboys are signing former Bears linebacker Jack Sanborn to a 1-year deal. Why this move makes sense: Sanborn played 3 years under Eberflus in Chicago, adds depth and toughness to the Cowboys linebacker unit, has a strong connection with Cowboys linebacker coach Dave Borgonzi. Sanborn may not be the biggest name in free agency, but he's a hard-nosed, reliable linebacker who can play a key role in Eberflus's defensive system. Sanborn's performance in Chicago. If you don't know much about Jack Sanborn, let's break down what he brings to the table. Sanborn's stats with the Bears: 164 total tackles, 14 tackles for loss 3 sacks. Sanborn went undrafted in 2022, but quickly became one of the most reliable players in Chicago's defense. He's a smart, instinctive player who plays with a chip on his shoulder, exactly the kind of guy Eberflus loves. Dallas's defense needed help. Sanborn is part of the solution. The Cowboys have had an active offseason, making key coaching and roster changes to fix what went wrong in 2024. One of the biggest moves was bringing in former Bears head coach Matt Eberflus as defensive coordinator, and now Dallas is giving him a player he knows well. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the Cowboys have signed former Bears linebacker Jack Sanborn to a one-year deal. Why this move makes sense for Dallas: Sanborn played 3 years under Eberflus in Chicago, meaning he already knows the defensive system. He adds much-needed depth and toughness to the Cowboys linebacker group. He reunites with Cowboys linebacker coach Dave Borgonzi, who worked with him in Chicago. Sanborn may not be a household name, but he's a physical, high-motor player who fits perfectly into Eberflus's defense. If he stays healthy, he could become an important piece of the Cowboys' front seven. If you don't know much about Jack Sanborn, let's take a closer look at his career and what he brings to the Cowboys. Sanborn went undrafted in 2022, but he quickly earned a roster spot with the Bears and became one of their most dependable defenders. Let's be real, the Cowboys' defense in 2024 was a major disappointment. After dominating in 2022 and 2023, things fell apart last season due to injuries, inconsistency, and a lack of depth. Injuries to Micah Parsons and others weakened. The pass rush linebacker play was inconsistent all year. The run defense struggled to stop big plays. Sanborn isn't a superstar, but he's exactly the type of player Dallas needs. A dependable tackler who can help improve the team's run defense. The NFC is stacked right now. The Detroit Lions and Philadelphia Eagles are both looking like Super Bowl contenders, and Dallas has a lot to prove after missing the playoffs in 2024. Reasons for optimism in Dallas: Dak Prescott is fully healthy. Again, Micah Parsons is back and ready to dominate. The team is making smart moves in free agency, adding players like Sanborn, Kenneth Murray, and Kaiir Elam shows that Dallas is serious about fixing its weaknesses. But is it enough? All right, Cowboys fans, now it's your turn. Do you like the trade for Kenneth Murray? Will he make a big impact? How big of a loss is DeMarcus Lawrence for this defense three? What should Dallas do next in free agency? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to the channel for more Cowboys news, turn on notifications so you never miss an update. That's all for today, Cowboys fans. Let's see what the team does next, and as always, go Cowboys.